participants of the Green University International Meeting, participants from Pécs, from the partner universities, and colleagues from all over the world. The university really had an important role in influencing the students' attitude toward sustainable development, and the University of Pécs has been getting better and better in the international university ranking over the past few years. I understand that maybe some 800 universities participate in the Green Metric University program, and the University of Pécs has moved up to the vicinity of the 100th place. The V4 Green University project, founded by the Visegrad Fund, is an important project to support our efforts to build links with foreign universities in this field, and especially universities in the Central European region. And I am sorry that you cannot be attending this symposium personally in Pécs. It's important to meet online. Also, the atmosphere, the mood is completely different at an online symposium. The development of the relationship is much more constrained than with the physical presence, but still I am happy to see that there are supposed to be about 200 people from 30 countries at this symposium. The fight against climate change, the conservative use of energy, and also at the university, the conservative use of equipment is very important for us in any aspect. And just to tell you one example, as a vice rector of the university, I spent substantial part of my time by signing different documents on behalf of the university, different contracts, and I'm sure that we still have to go a long way to reduce the paper usage and to go as much as possible to use online resources. And we have to still go a long way. Myself, I'm a chemist, so I am also involved in a green chemistry projects, in environmental science, environmental energy project, and I understand also from that side the importance of being green. And of course, green chemistry for us does not mean the cleaning up the different pollution, but this is a prevention. We prevent pollution already by designing the reactions at molecular level and so on, so the load of chemicals on the environment is much smaller, and waste management can be in this sense much more powerful. So to conclude, I wish you all a very fruitful discussion. I hope that you will meet even if virtually, new friends, new colleagues, and I am excited to listen to the lectures of this international symposium. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much for the welcome speech. The V4GU project is financed by the International Visegrad Grant, which mainly focuses on the cooperation of the four so-called Visegrad countries, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, Poland, and Hungary, but it also supports projects with wider geographical areas. The partnership of V4GU also includes Serbia and Ukraine, hence it covers a remarkable part of the Danube region of the EU. The V4 Green Universities are all proud members of the worldwide Green Metric Network, which provides an intellectual framework and a great community for our joint work. We also invited Dr. Nádor Anna Mária, Energy Priority Area Coordinator at the EU Strategy for the Danube Region, Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade of Hungary, and Professor Dr. Riri Fitri Sari, Chairperson of UI Green Metric Ranking of World Universities, Jakarta, Indonesia. But unfortunately, because of some technical issues, they cannot be here with us right now. But we do hope that later on they can join us and then deliver their welcome speech. Our program therefore continues with the plenary session, where V4GU universities present their Green University programs in 15 minutes. After each presentation, there will be time for a few questions. In case you would like to ask a question, please raise your hand with the help of the icon in the middle of the screen. And when I call your name, please unmute your microphone. You can also write your question in the chat box, and I will read it to the presenter. You can also write your questions, and please note that the introduction of the Green University program will continue at the Green Workshop from 1 p.m. So those participants who have registered for that workshop will have the possibility to raise further questions and discuss the topics in more details then. We ask all speakers to share their presentation themselves, but in case of any technical difficulties, we also have the possibility to share it. First, I invite Borkovic Balázs from the University of Pécs to present his speech titled Green University Program Seedbed for V4GU and Further Cooperations.
Thank you very much. Do you hear me? Okay, great. So, just a minute, I'm sharing the PowerPoint. I hope you see it. Okay, thank you very much for the introduction. It's a pity that some of the speakers for the welcome speech could not join at the moment, but maybe we will be lucky in the future and they will be able to sign. It is my role to tell a few words about the project in general itself and also our university, how we are connected. So I would like to start with a very brief description of our university, because in the afternoon session, Dr. Radvansky Bertalan will also tell a few words about it. It is not really my duty, but I have to say that we have a long history because our roots date back to 1367. It's quite a long period, and our university has a quite remarkable size. In Hungary, we have 10 faculties for really many kinds of disciplines, 20,000 students, and more than 4,000 of these students are from abroad, and many of them are represented now at this conference as attendants. Thank you for joining. And we also have some research facilities, research center with different research on biomedical, doctoral, engineering, and different other sciences. But a lot of developments have to be financed by projects. And that's how the V4 Green Universities entered into the scope. Before the project, we had really a lot of investment projects as well, which are in connection with sustainability and climate protection. For example, setting up the science building, which is now called Szent Árvótai Research Center, is itself a kind of research project due to energy efficiency, simulations, and operation. We also have other kind of projects, of course, as everywhere nowadays, installing some solar panels and refurbishment projects with new heating systems, innovative technologies, also some researches in geothermal injection wells, and talking a bit about different projects in transport or education. We had some projects on research on raw material management, educational programs on nearly zero energy buildings, and we have also procured an electric vehicle to promote it for the inhabitants of the municipality to switch to electric mobility. But we wanted to somehow put all these ideas and developments into one bucket, I can say, so one complex program, and that's how the university have joined the Green University have joined the Green Metric program in 2016. And it gave us the possibility to measure our results in infrastructure, energy, climate change, in waste management, water management, transportation, and education. It gave us a great possibility to compare our results with other universities and learn from them. I have to mention also that we have entered the virtual power plant program, which is a really nice initiative in Hungary, but the speakers in the green workshop session will tell the details, so I don't want to tell any more about it. What is important at the moment is that we see that we can be happy. We are more and more successful in this ranking, and last year we could reach the position of the 100, as it was mentioned by the vice rector of our university a few minutes ago, although the number of the member universities increased year by year. So why do we think that universities should cooperate and create some joint climate protection programs? It's obvious that we represent really large communities, thousands of or 10,000s of students and thousands of employees. This is really a significant size, especially in Europe. And we also have at the universities the scientific knowledge. In nature sciences, engineering, social sciences, there are many fields which are related to sustainability. And therefore we saw that we see the ranking, we see our position, we see the positions of other universities, but do not really know what's behind. Why are they successful? What are the leakages? So that's why we wanted to create something to have some conversation and change some, share some ideas. We knew that the Visegrad grants, which is basically funding Poland, Czech Republic, Slovakia, and Hungary, has some programs for these kind of projects, let's say soft projects, for event organizing and exchanging knowledge. And there are some branches which are also financing the cooperation with other countries, so we could involve Serbia and Ukraine. And the idea was to look for universities who are already members in the Green Metric network, because they have the knowledge and the willingness to work with us and figure out new approaches for sustainability. And that's how our partnership was set up. Unfortunately, although we had invited the university from Poznan, they had to resign due to administrative reasons. But anyway, the universities that are represented today entered the program. Here you see the map, let's say, of our project with the locations of the participating universities. We are 5 partners in the project. Okay, some technical issues. This is not a big project from the aspect of budget. We have 32,000 euros to spend in 1.5 years. But if we count that this should be spent quite efficiently, because at our universities, at the partner universities, we have 66,000 students. So if we divide it by our budget, we can see that we have 50 cents to reach all the students, 50 euro cents, to reach them and somehow motivate them to follow a more eco-conscious behavior. Conferences in Slovakia and Czech Republic have been also planned in the project at the beginning, but by the fund they have been erased. However, in the future, we hope that we will have the possibility to cooperate and put them back to new projects. Next to this conference that we are organizing today, all the partners will organize an annual workshop for their local national universities. So this way, some local networks will be also supported by the project. We have a Gantt diagram. As you see, You see the mouse, okay. So we have started the project in March, but then the pandemic situation stopped us, and we had to move the date of this conference to September, and now we could organize it, but of course online. This is one activity, and the other one is, after this conference, we are creating a video campaign to show students how they can live more energy efficiency, environmentally friendly. And after the video campaign, we will launch a social competition. The details will be discussed with the partners later on. But what is important, for example, in Hungary, we plan to ask the students to create some amateur videos with their mobile phones to make suggestions what our university should do better for sustainability. We have already some experiences in video campaigns. This is a campaign where students had to show the importance of water and what happens if we use it in a way that it's not sustainable. We have also organized different campaigns. Bertan in the afternoon session will tell some other details, but on the right you see a solar decathlon, which is an architectural competition. They are building some energy efficient houses with plenty of renewable energy exploitation. On the left, you see some awareness raising campaigns where we have equipped some institutions meters, electricity meters and heat meters with some remote controls and some displays to show how many energy is consumed per day, and if it is lavish, we warn them to change a bit their mind and their behavior. At the moment, we are also developing projects, for example, with the Jane Goodall Institution and Követ to collect some mobile phones, and the income should be used to plant trees in Hungary and in Uganda as well. And of course, by collecting the mobile phones and reusing the metals inside, the living areas, the biosphere of the gorillas can be revitalized and mining could be decreased. You see some other photos about some garbage collection activities, wearing green dresses for promotion, also painting a bus at Page, which symbolize the cooperation of the city and the university. And the other picture, you see a breakfast for bikers, which is also a promotional event. And taking some photos about using the drinking fountains that were installed at our university at 70 places, and planting trees with children. So there were a lot of campaigns already. We plan to create some innovative contents by using augmented reality and virtual reality, and also living lab concept. These are plans for the future, so we have some new projects in mind, always, I can say. And we arrived to the day of today. In this project, I just created a brief statistics about the participants. The Hungarians are not represented by the cake diagram, because it would look quite stupid that half of the Hungarians represent the cake, because of course it's quite easy to be overrepresented when you are an organizer. But you see the other countries, that this is a really colorful diagram. 30 members from 30 countries have registered for our conference. So we hope that this will be a really good conversation. And as you see on the graphic, we have to do it online now by mobile phones or laptops. But there are many people here from different cultures, and that would probably provide the efficiency for our conference today. Thank you very much for your attention. You see the link of the project up there, and our presentations will be uploaded here later on, so you will be able to download any presentations if you will be interested. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much for the presentation. May I ask you if you have any questions? Of course, you can raise your questions later in the workshop as well, but if you have any question, please feel free to ask them now. Thank you. If you have no questions right now, or you are just thinking about some questions, let me introduce you our next speaker, who is Professor Dr. Michal Lostyák, first Vice Rector and Vice Rector for International Relations of the Czech University of Life Sciences, Prague. The title of his presentation is it easy to be environmentally friendly? The case of the Czech University of Life Sciences, Prague. Please.
Yeah. Well, good morning, or maybe for somebody good evening, or even the afternoon for the other people who join us. I apologize myself that I'm broadcasting from my home because I have another video conference which started at 7 in the morning, and we still haven't come to the conclusion. It's although about the sustainable agriculture programs in Russia and Kazakhstan, and we have the partners supported by Erasmus KA2, and we have the partners from Yakutia, so we have to start early morning. So, okay, I will also highly appreciate the possibility to be here and the possibility to share some of the ideas. So I will try to demonstrate the issues when I'm talking. Can you see the slides? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. Well, of course, my presentation is slightly framed with that question, you know, like, of course, and I think that this is very important to have such projects like we are involved, because I understand this project also as a sort of a forum to exchange the ideas, to learn each other. And I said that this is, for us, is still the question mark, where we are, if we are already environmentally friendly or not. How are we positioning in the world, and even in the Czech Republic? Actually, you know, well, when I'm talking and thinking about our pathway towards sustainability or environmentally friendly university, we used a part of a theoretical underpinning. We used the transition theory because always we are talking about transitions to sustainability. It's also based on some our projects. Our university participate, funded by a 7th framework program, Horizon 2020, when we were working on the projects, let's say, like transition to regional sustainability in agriculture. We are life science university, so that means we are not a comprehensive university. We have about 18,000 students with 3,600 international students who study for degree, and another 500 are the exchange students. But we were thinking about how to move our university forwards. So therefore, when we think about how to move university forward, we thought about this sort of concept of transition theory, and that is based on the three main concept, or the three main terms. The one is so-called socio-technical regime. This is the regime where a university works, something like a business as usual. It's relatively stable and it operates. But the regime needs sort of social-technical landscape. When we speak about a university landscape, which is about, you know, like the possibilities we have. That's something, pressures from the environment, from the context, which is not exactly within our university. But then we also have some niches. Niches are the spaces for experimenting, for innovations. Then within every university, you might find the people who are thinking about the future. The others are maybe just embedded in the regime. So we use that theory towards our approach to be environmentally friendly. Just to bring you a little bit more context, which is related to this terms like regime, niche, and landscape. the landscape always opens the opportunity window. So, and we are operating, and that has been already mentioned by Balázs, we are mitigating, we are targeted, we are dealing with the climatic change, and this is very important. But what I want to say is that we also appreciate the possibility given the European Union, especially the Green Deal, because it opens also a big possibility to discuss the issue of greening the universities, since we are educated, the students also for the future, and if European Union has such a commitment, so the students should also be ready to somehow contribute. And finally, I'm also very glad, and that's the case of the other universities, that our university is also members of some international networks like EuroLeague for Life Sciences, or the ECA, which is European Network of Agriculture and Life Science Universities and Colleges, with about more than 50 participants. But also we are a member of a KC, which is sort of Central and Southeast network of right now 14 EU universities targeted to agriculture, life sciences, environment. So, and this is also, by the way, what is the KC and Danube Rector Conference is mentioned also in Danube strategy for Danube region, so which is also supported by us. When no, this is supported by the. I know that. The Hungarian colleagues, they invited the people who are responsible for this section, at least the energy section in this strategy. That, you know, what pushes us towards the things about green university, etc. It's especially the interest of students in sustainability, environmental issues. I will then comment it. So the students are not right now sort of neutral. They really are interested in what is going on in their environment. But we also wanted to know where we are, you know, so that is also important to participate in such rankings, what we should do to be better, where we can learn from the others. And finally is that we were always thinking about what is the role of life science universities, so agriculture universities, but that's agriculture is not anymore only about a production. It's the agriculture now embraces much wider issues which are supposed to be talking. So we were thinking about how to distinguish our university from the other universities in the Czech Republic, especially because, well, to say from a point of view of marketing, where is our unique selling proposition? So therefore, we visualize our long-term strategy, which we are already right now formulating. But we know that talking about the sustainability, and we find out that the sustainability is the topic which is perfectly fits our university, and not only within the issue like we speak about the 3 pillars of sustainability, but this is also about the overlapping issues, about the issues how viable are our activities, economic activities in terms of taking something from environment, how bearable it is, if we survive in the world with growing temperature, with growing fires, etc. And finally, is also issue of social equitability, how the economy contributes to the equal society, or does it contributes, which unfortunately is still the case, to growing discrepancies. So therefore, we introduce the issue of sustainability and social responsibility to our strategy, long-term strategy, with the idea that the activities we are performing everywhere from education, research, or even the building, developing the campus will contribute to what we are doing in terms of sustainability. And that is also why I was glad that we're participating in the various ranking. The one is, yeah, the Green University ranking organized by international colleagues. And it tells us about, you know, what we should do to be even better. And as I said, you know that the Wageningen University is a top 1 in this ranking. And as I said, the reason is we also the members of the networks. The Wageningen is the members of EuroLeague for Life Sciences, is the member of ECA, which is European Consortium of the Life Science and Agriculture Universities. So we can share the ideas among us. We also are, for instance, the members of AgriNatura, which is another network of universities working especially in the developing countries in terms of research, but they also discuss quite a lot the issue of sustainability. So we want to see where the universities are and then exchange our experience with them. We also highly appreciate, for instance, the another ranking, the Times Higher Education, which also introduced the impact ranking, which constantly measures the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals, and that also helps us to position us where we are, what we are doing. We are going, you know, like as I said, everything what is involved in the activities, we're trying, as I said, in terms of experiments on niches. We're coming with the innovations, and Balázs already also presented water fountains. So we especially try to purify the water, which of course it counts, for instance, the system. You see, it counts the number of plastic caps or plastic bottles we are saving, because the students can just simply refill their stuff. And of course, it's another, like the greening the campus, going to the green roofs, generally where the students can relax. We can reduce the temperature. It's very interesting that the green roofs are not used just only for green roofs itself, but we also use the green roofs like for the experiments that are for the people from environmental science. They do the various experiments, test the various plants which are the best, and especially even the gravel. I mean, the stones which are used can change a temperature very significantly. The big issue is now with the electromobility, so we try to have at least the internal campus within the campus using simply electronic vehicles, charge, etc. So while the composting is the issue when we want to involve the students. Of course, I will not go through all the aspects what we are doing, like the wetlands. But it's very important when I say we use the wetlands as a natural park of our campus, which is 42 hectares, but also as the field for demonstration for the experiment. So it's sort of a transdisciplinary approach, and of course bringing information to the students. So I just put some few examples of how we want to raise and fulfill the Sustainable Development Goals and to contribute to Sustainable Development Goals. And it's also very important for us to involve the academic community. For instance, being not the pandemic, tomorrow or the day after the tomorrow, we will organize the big meeting with more than 100 university staff and doing with them just a very simple training. They will be sitting together within the around the tables, and we'll ask them, what is the sustainability in your view? They might ask, well, this is this. We're not testing them the knowledge. We want to know them, what do they think a sustainability is? They might say clean air, environment, good job. I don't know what they will present, but then we wanted to ask them, what is their vision? Simply speaking, how do they wish our university looks in 2030? So, you know, we want to incorporate them, give us the vision. They might say, okay, we want to have more this, we want to have less this. So then when we have those issues about the vision, that is just within the words which can be done. And we would like to ask them, okay, this is your vision of sustainability. We somehow generalize. Is it really possible what you're suggesting or not? So it is sustainable in terms of, if it's not possible, that is very difficult to say if it's sustainable. So we wanted to have such training or involvement of the communities. And finally, we would like to ask them all together, okay, you are the heads of departments, you are the heads of units of the university, how are you going to contribute? What yourself you are doing? Because we think that the involvement of academic community is crucial. We know it from our own experience what we are doing. You know, like we wanted, for instance, this is again the project which is done by master and PhD students organized by University Wageningen, who just have a case study. The students also participate, like how to change unused brownfield, even a black field somewhere in not in Amsterdam, in Rotterdam, in the port, to the new greenhouses. So we're also glad to organize. Unfortunately, it will not happen this year. So the Life Science Film Festival, when we organize an international life science film festival, inviting the documents from all around the world, with the discussion with the students, stuff about the hot topic, which also incorporates the public. There is a participation of 400 students, you know, talking about if it's just enough to minimize the showers, you know, in order to keep the water and have a safe water. Of course, I'm very glad that we have different students organizations involved, like third trade. So, you know, that we have the one third trade faculty who is already certified as the third trade faculty of tropical agri-science, but also the students, you know, they are thinking about new innovative issues, what to change. The one of the outcome is, for instance, a new application which we share with the farmers, because, you know, when the farmers go to harvest, they might injure the wild animals, deers, rabbits, birds. So therefore, the farmers, they get for the application, the app within the students have it, and not only students, although the forest rangers, the hunters, that tomorrow the farmer is going to to harvest this field or meadows. So they go there and try to sort of rid of the animals, you know, like not to get any injuries. So I will finish. What were the lessons we learned? We are thinking that tradition to be really environmentally friendly takes 5-10 years, because of course we must be aware that this is not easy, and that's why we want to involve as much as possible of the academic stuff, because I think the experience is the same from the other universities, that not everybody wants to do it. Well, they are familiar, they are glad to have the regime, the business as usual. Why should I think about the environment? I will die in 10 years, doesn't matter. So, but we assume, and this is also based on the research we did with the other sort of Horizon 20 program, it takes 5-10 years. And it's very glad to have such measures like green matrix or sustainability impact ranking, because we can measure where we are. Of course, it's necessary a certain support, not only within the university as such, but also there must be the circumstances. That's what I said, a landscape. Being not European Union talking and supporting a transition to one green economy, bioeconomy, circular economy, we would not be able to move ahead with this issue. Well, as such, it's also necessitates that within the niches, within the very small islands, I call them islands of positive deviation, there are the students, there are the stuff coming with the innovation, which maybe might not be implemented in the moment, but they might be challenging the existing status quo. And if there is a need for them, we try to implement them. But of course, it necessitates a large investments as well. The millions of euros we need to invest to go ahead. So that's all. I just wanted to talk a little bit. So if there are the questions, I'm ready to answer them.
Thank you very much for the presentation. Do we have any questions? Okay, if any questions come to your mind later on, then please just write it into the chat box and then we will send it to the presenter. Thank you very much. As I have previously mentioned it, Professor Dr. Riri Fitri Sari unfortunately could not join the event, but she sent a little video to us. So I would like to ask Borkovic Balázs to present it.
Thank you very much. I will share her video. It's a pleasure that we could introduce her words. Hopefully it won't hinder the conference. Just a minute. Oh, this was not it. So, unfortunately, I do not see it now. Just one moment. Maybe this way. Do you see it now?
Yes.
Okay, okay. I had to share my desktop. Somehow the video could not be shared. So, okay.
We cannot hear it.
You do not hear it?
There's no voice. Did you share the audio when you shared the desktop?
Yes, but just a minute then. Sorry. Okay, let's start again. Maybe it will work now.
Good afternoon, everyone in
okay?
Hungary and all in Central Asia. On behalf of UI Green Metric, I would like to greet you, to welcome you to the V4 Green Universities meeting in PEX, organized by our coordinator in Hungary, which is University of PEX. In order to join the Green University program to support awareness raising for sustainable universities. So first I would like to greet everyone who's been here, who's been helping us to organize such a great program. I would like to say hello to Professor Miseta Attila, Rector of University of PEX, Mr. Nador Ana Maria from Ministry of Foreign Affairs, then also Mr. Balas Borkovic from PEX University, and Professor Michal Lostak and Andrej Tarnik from Slovak University and also from Czech University. And we have also friends from Ukraine, which is Professor Solovy, and also from university, from other universities. University, UI Green Metric World University ranking have been ranked university all over the world since 10 years ago. And in 2019, University of PEX is the 100th world most sustainable university. And we thank your leadership within the Central Asia region, in which today you will all be having a very fruitful discussion, even though it is conducted during within the webinar. I would like to thank University of PEX Hungary, Czech University of Life Science in Prague, and also Slovak University of Agriculture in Nitra, Slovakia, and also University of Kragujevac, Serbia, and Ukrainian National Forestry University in Ukraine. All of you have been doing very well in our ranking, and we hope that during these meetings you can all work together, together with also with other universities, such as I know that today we have Laszlo from Szeged University in Hungary and other universities, in which you have seen the overall the score distribution in 2019, that Czech University Life Science Prague is getting gold star for this in our ranking, and also Ukrainian and National Forestry University and University of Pécs is silver, and also for Slovak University of Agriculture in Nitra and University of Kragujevac, you get a bronze star. Knowing that we are getting from one stage to another, last year in Pécs and in Szeged, we already have the first national workshop on UI green metrics for universities in Hungary. Professor Attila was hosting us here in the picture. And we hope that this meeting will be recorded as one of the next milestones that we have done together. And also, I would like to tell you a little bit about that we are having a lot of meetings all over the world to encourage university to submit the data by 31st of October. So we hope that you can submit also on time and work together with this. We will still have some programs, such as tomorrow we'll have the one in Russia, and then another one other universities, such as in Mexico and in Campinas, Brazil, and Ruden University, 3 more. And also we are having on the 13th to 14th of 15th of October, you are all invited to join the yearly annual global meeting of UI Green Metric. So once again, I congratulate you for conducting this meeting. We wish you a fruitful discussion, and look forward for your great participation, great evidence, and your experience also during the friendship that we built during this pandemic will make us stronger and will generate a better universities later on worldwide. Thank you so much, and I look forward for meeting you all and to work and collaborate further in UI Green Metric and sustainable universities and green universities movement towards the socialization and realization of our sustainable development goals. Thank you. Goodbye.
Okay, so we learned that we have to be creative by these online conferences and use some innovative tools. We are really happy that we could finally welcome Professor Riri Fitri Sari at our event. This will be solved this way. We apologize for this kind of inconveniences. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much for sharing it. Thank you for Professor Riri Fitri Sari. Now we are having a 10-minute long coffee break, so please refresh yourselves, and we look forward to have you back. Yeah, enjoy it. So the presentations will continue at around 11:10. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.